Great work today. Just want to reiterate a few things that we went over during today's session. One thing I want to say is that the amount of movement that you've got during your backswing has reduced quite considerably, and the backswing is looking pretty good now. One thing we did discuss as well was the weight transfer, and again, even though now you're not moving so far to the right hand side during your backswing, you still need quite a big movement and conscious effort to transfer that weight to the left hand side to allow you to strike down into that golf ball. So just to explain it a little bit more, put the line up there in the centre of your chest. As we take you to the top of your backswing, you can see there how your head and your body have stayed fairly centred during the backswing. So now from the downswing, you want to start that movement with your lower body and really moving that weight to your left hand side there to allow you to strike down into that golf ball. On this occasion, you can see that your body and your upper body have stayed fairly centred, so they've not transferred that weight across to that left hand side. You can see there that your upper centre, or your upper part of your chest, is still fairly centred on that line, and your hips have moved forwards a little bit, but not really enough. If you have a quick look at Fred Funk here on the right hand side, ideally there, that's the position we want you in at impact. So you can see there that his hips are well forward of that centre line. His upper chest, again, he's a few inches in front of that line, and his head's returned nicely back to that position. And you can see that his spine angle is pointing backwards and away from his target. That position is going to allow Fred to strike down into the back of that golf ball and create a nice consistent strike each time he swings the golf club, which is something that you really need to work on to allow you to hit that golf ball consistently well. The other area that we had a quick check on was regarding your takeaway and the amount of hinging of your wrist that you've got during the swing. You can see here, as we start to take your club backwards, you're starting to cock your wrists and really hinge those wrists quite early on in your swing. And as you reach in the top of your backswing, ideally there now, the angle between your arms and the club should be around 90 degrees. You can see there that you've just gone a little bit more than that and created a much more acute angle. We did discuss that what that's going to create when you're swinging the club is that your hands are going to be trying to catch up and create that flicking action that you've been getting towards the golf ball. So again, as we take you down to impact, you can see now that your hands and everything are trying to catch up, and this is where the flicky bit comes into it. See now the club head is taking over your hands, impact, and it continues to take over and into that follow through. Because of that flicking action, you've got no extension there into that follow through position. Okay, so we gave you a couple of drills to work on. One of those drills was to take the club away with your arms and your shoulders, more of a one-piece takeaway, and swing the club halfway back and swing the club halfway through. So we'll show you a little example here with Fred Funk. So we wanted you to take the club back to this halfway position, creating this 90-degree angle with your arms and the club, and then as you're coming down to the golf ball, this should create more of a rotation than and a flick. So your hands are going to lead into the club, into the golf ball, and then through impact, your arms and your forearms are going to rotate, and your right arm is going to rotate over the top of your left rather than flicking. And then into that follow through position, again you want to keep that extension, and again recreate those angles into your follow through. So you're keeping the club nicely extended on the way back and creating that 90-degree angle between your arm and the club, and then on the way through you're going to come back into the golf ball where your hands are leading the club, and then your forearms are going to rotate over the top of each other, again creating that extension and the angle of 90 degrees between your arms and the club, and then you can swing then nicely into that finished position. So if you keep on working on those drills over the next few days, if you need any help, give me a call. On the other hand, I look forward to seeing you again soon.